In the Extending the Internet video, we saw how the Pi connected to the Internet. We saw that we could see the Pi's IP address by entering ifconfig, and we could ping another machine using the ping command. Here we go further and start to make some really useful connections between Pis across the network. The first thing you can do is share your Pi with a friend. To do this, you need to give them an account with a password like this. Log in and enter Add User Percy, but swap Percy with your friend's name. At this stage, the Pi's response may not make too much sense, but we will cover this later. A quick review of these lines though will help. Adding user Percy, well great, that's what we asked it to do. Adding new group Percy, good. Adding new user Percy to group Percy. Creating a home directory /home/Percy. This looks serious. And then copying into the home Percy directory some skeleton files. There's no need to understand any of this, all will become much clearer in a later video when this is explained. Then it asks for a password and confirmation. The remaining questions can be answered for completeness, but we will not use these details. Once complete, get your friend on another machine to enter slogin Percy at 192.168.0.11. Again, substituting name and IP address as appropriate. If all works well, a challenge password appears and your friend is sharing your Pi. Play. We are now going to share our Pi with a Windows machine. In the search area, enter PuTTY. If you see either of these icons, putty.exe or putty.exe shortcut, then click on either of them. If all is well, this screen should appear. If these icons are not seen, open a browser and enter this link exactly as it's shown on the screen. Click on this link and follow any instruction to install. Don't worry, it's safe to do it if you go to this site. You should end up with this screen. Enter the IP address of your Pi and press Open. If all goes well, you should see this screen. Log in and congratulate yourself for successfully connecting your Windows machine to the Pi. If your friends want access to your Pi, then they can use their account and their password that you gave them. Another good package that connects a Windows machine to Pis is WinSCP. Follow the same route as you did for PuTTY. Enter WinSCP into the search bar. Click on this icon if it appears. If it does not, you have to install WinSCP. Enter this link into your browser and click this link to download the program and follow any instructions to install. Running WinSCP produces this screen. Click on the New button, enter the IP address of your Pi into the host name field and your username and password into the obvious fields. Then click the Login button. If all is well, this screen appears. It consists of two large frames. On the left is the file structure of your Windows machine and on the right is your Pi. This is the first graphical interface we have used with the Pi, and it's a really useful interface. You can drag and drop files between the two systems, and we will use it shortly. PuTTY allows us to link a Pi to another Pi using the text interface. It also allows us to connect a Windows machine to the Pi, again with a text interface. WinSCP allows us to connect Windows to the Pi using a graphical interface. In this section, we're going to connect a Windows graphical interface to a Pi graphical interface. To do this, we need to install software on both a Windows machine and the Pi before we can connect them, and this is how it's done. On the Windows machine, enter TightVNC Viewer into the search box. If this icon appears, then TightVNC Viewer is already installed. Click on the icon to start it. If it does not appear, then we need to install it. In a browser on your Windows machine, enter this address and click on this button to download and install. Now, you could go to your Pi or your newly acquired PuTTY interface to install TightVNC on your Pi. Enter apt-get install TightVNC server. We will cover this command in the next video, just stand back and follow the instructions for the moment. Answer Y to any question raised, and if all goes well, the prompt appears. Enter /usr/bin/tightVNC password to enter a password. It's limited to only 8 characters with TightVNC. Remember this VNC password. Then enter /user/bin/tightVNC server to start the package. Now go to the Windows system and click on the TightVNC icon. Enter the IP address of your Pi, but add a colon followed by 5901 before pressing return. If all goes well, this authentication challenge appears. Enter the 8-character VNC password and press enter to reveal your Pi running in full graphics mode. If you go back to the Pi, you may still see the text mode. The Pi is somehow running a graphical mode down through the network port to the Windows machine while still talking to you in text mode. All of this at the same time. This is called multi-user multitasking, and we will see how it performs this in upcoming videos. So if all's gone well, we've connected a Pi to another Pi using PuTTY in text mode, a Windows machine to the Pi in text mode, again using PuTTY, enabled a graphical file transfer system using WinSCP, and finally linked a Windows machine to a Pi in full graphical mode using tight VNC. Quite a skill set.